book title. It is summer, of warmth, of love, of passion, of emotion, of hearts, of lovers.
A book by Valmir Zanelato.
Here begins another page of the book It is Summer. Presentation. To speak of love is to speak of poetry, and to speak of poetry is to speak of love, of passion, of feelings, of gratitude, and, why not say it, it is of love that loneliness, nostalgia, pain, the days and nights of anguish often come to us. And this almost always due to a love that departs, that leaves our lives. When speaking of poetry, just as when speaking of love, one cannot fail to speak of the pains that are often caused by the loss of a love that, although gone, left us alone, helpless, in a weeping of nostalgia. The aim of this book is to rescue, show, bring, and speak of the supreme benevolent feeling, love. It is Summer proposes, especially through poetry, to exhale and exalt the human essence, passion, hope, and the emotions contained in each heart. It goes to meet the soul, the hearts that have lost, and those who dream of experiencing a new love. It tells us that life is unique, awaiting each being and always ready to give us a new and radiant day. It is like, naturally, as happens every year, after autumn and the other seasons, once again a new and optimistic It is Summer returns. Here begins another page of the book It is Summer. I don't even know why I insist so much on staying by your side. I don't know if it is fear of being alone, of not having you anymore and being abandoned, not having anywhere to go, no paths, and so alone, I remain here in silence. Like a child, thus I feel helpless, I seek a lap, but I only perceive beside me abandonment, that emptiness. I am alone and forsaken. But what to do if I lose the beloved one, the friendly shoulder that I believed I always had by my side, but that dissipates with the wind, another shadow more in my helplessness and in my past. Here begins another page of the book. It is summer. The dancing of the trees. From the window I see the wind sway the hill. In that sway the soul of my sorrow rocks. It is nostalgia that invades me and makes me return. Return to the time of being a child, to my lullaby. Those days of my life were enchanted, when in the afternoon I went running with friends. I had the time and used it without realizing that was the best time of my life. From the window I see the wind sway, the trees just below my garden. In that sway I rock myself in a dream, that they're inviting me to play. For hours they calm, but soon they sway again. In that sway the soul of this one sways, who in that dance, like a child imagining, dreams of returning to his past of yesteryear. From the window I see the wind sway the hill, as if greeting me. It even seems they call me. In that invitation they ask me and make me remember that life is a dream, and what matters most is knowing how to dream. Here begins another page of the book It is Summer. I need to love again. And time, without me realizing it, passed, and the love that always made its home in my being, gave part of the space to strange days that arrived, and melancholy nested in my chest. My eyes, that only saw the beautiful and the lovely, and my walk, which was peaceful and bordered by love, felt thorns within themselves that until then they did not know, and bitterness came to nest in my being. Vain and few became the words I said, when the stars of my nights departed, taking with them the sun that was in all my days, together with the moon, leaving me alone in the dark. I still don't know for sure what to do, which path to take. If I give up on this love, if I will manage to forget it, close my eyes and forgive, so that this love may return. Put a stone over distrust, silence the jealousy. I need to melt this ice and love and be loved again. I no longer feel nor see. My horizon is clouded, and our many years together were covered by falsehood. I became once again that lonely and forsaken child. Help, happiness, peace, harmony of my being. Help, love. Where are you? Why did you disappear? Help to anyone who wants to love. I urgently need a new love in your place. Life could be much better if love were reciprocal. If the loved one who lives beside us only lived our love. If they shared with the one who loves them most the love and intentions. With the one where love and affection are lived trying to plant in their heart. Here begins another page of the book It Is Summer. Where is my smile? Where is my smile? Where did my peace go from those most beautiful days that are left behind? Where is my living, the smiling dawn, the shelter of your arms that cradled my life? Where is my peace? Where did love hide? In what corner is it? Did it die? I believe it is still alive, for it still dwells in me, but I think it left from my love of yesteryear. My love is so simple, like the little wildflower. It does not need great words to show its charm. With very simple verses, I speak of my love, for I believe that loving is like the charm of a flower. The flower blooms anywhere. It does not choose the soil, more beautiful or less slender. It feels the one who holds it in the hand. It only feels that love is gone, whoever lost it, never before it leaves, feels that it has died. Flower blooms anywhere. It does not choose the soil, more beautiful or less slender. It feels the one who holds it in the hand. I do not want to speak of sadness, but my soul cries, without the love I had in my days of yesteryear. I speak of the melancholy that I carry inside my chest. I pour it onto the paper, here in my own way. Love has always been simple. It has never been complicated. If liking and loving is to love and be loved. How modest is love, benevolent, caring, loving, so small in every chest and much larger than the sea. That is why I claim, where did the joy go, my peace and the smile that I had until a few days ago? When we understood each other, when you said you loved me, when I saw in your eyes, my expression reflected. There were no secrets between us. We conversed with our gaze, but in today's days, I don't know where you are. Even though so close to me, I cannot see you. If I look, if I see you, I don't feel you where you are. I am trying to wake, to free us from the nightmare of that alien emptiness that was created between us. I will fight with all my strength to make you wake, to free you from the illusions that surround you. I know that love did not die. It is asleep behind the false illusion that has overtaken you. I will use my love to fight for both of us, to bring you to reality, not to leave for later. What lives in me, what has not yet left, what is inside you before it ends. While it does not happen, I keep asking myself, where did my smile go, my peace and my dreaming? Where is my smile? Where did my peace go from those most beautiful days that are left behind? Here begins another page of the book. It is summer. My father, my guide, my friend. I don't even know where I came from. I had arrived from nothing, already in the deep early morning, almost at the break of dawn. I feared the noises outside, but seeing you by my side, I lost the fear and, enchanted, felt strong in you. Carried in your arms, led by your hands, my fears were in vain, and over time they remained, and the hands that rocked me guided me through my days, and as I grew, I did not see time pass. I soon became a man, but I had my fears that sooner or later you would leave me and leave me a child thus, lost in loneliness, letting go of your hands and not following your steps anymore. I feared you would depart without saying goodbye or a word in the morning, at night, or at dawn, but I was wrong. It was one afternoon when, without much fanfare, you boarded a carriage, embarking on your journey, going far from me. You were always so great to me, so important. I saw you, among all, the most gallant of all the surroundings. You recounted your feats, letting a smile slip, and then, without any warning, you left. My hidden fears I kept only to myself, but I did not expect that so soon it would happen, that it would befall me, and even without farewell, your departure so quick, without even saying goodbye. That father of mine, a hero, even if he did not show it, I always hear you dictating all your teachings, and in all my days, between right and wrong, I always feel you by my side, shaping my paths. For me today, I reproach nothing. If you did something wrong, I feel that my beloved old man was more right than wrong, and if one day you failed, it was not out of evil in this world, nor did you make vagabond children. You gave a good example to all. I believe that your journey, Dad, will be too long for me. If we never see each other again, I would like to tell you that if we do not meet again, wherever I may find you, know that that love of mine grew more than it diminished. And when I look at the portraits hanging on the wall, I then feel sorrow for not having said one day what I felt for you, for not having talked more, not having been more with you, nor sought to understand you. I live with you in my mind, but what use is it now to throw words to the wind, to remember you in memories of my childhood days, of my happiest time, of everything I did not do here with you before your departure. Your good teachings remained stored in me from beginning to end. I only have good memories, and all our celebrations are stuck to me, and everything of yours, in the end, I shall pass on to your grandchildren. And all your seeds that fell from your branches became oak hearts, gave wood for every work, and even some trunks remained, though outdoors, in sun, rain, or bad weather, even so, they remain good. I never saw flaws in you. I looked at you and believed you were like spring flowers, blooming, and from my dawn, I wanted to be like you, and in this my walking, I still reflect in you. The good you did, I see better now, and if you ever failed, I know you had no ill intent, for even my own faults, when conscience charges me, for them, I blame your absence, for having seen only the good in you. Between right and wrong, I believe you were more right, for the best you thought became an example for me, making me the way I am, a person of honor I become, another fruit that remained of your exemplary family. Today I try not to do. If one day I disliked something you did, in your mistakes I do not look. From them I take example, to not have another day, a tomorrow of agony, like the one you lived. Of your successes and errors, almost all remained in me. If I repeated the wrong, I did it knowing I erred, for consciously I know you gave me only the best. Everything you taught me was only out of wanting the best for me. I go through the world not accepting all that is done to people, to the small and innocent, and what was done to me, imposing the sad punishment of taking away in a journey, in that black carriage, my father, my guide, my friend. Here begins another page of the book It Is Summer. Simply you. You, who were so deliberate, unexpectedly arrived in my days. You, light of my nights, hours of my days. You, end of my loneliness, arrival of joys. Morning dew, magical dreams. You, serenity of my nights, my guiding star. You, moon of my sky, warmth on cold nights, coolness of hot nights, my calm. You are the joy of my days, my little drop of water, the sun that warms me in winter, the coolness of my summer days. My little cloud in the sky, my dew on the grass, the most beautiful flower of my garden, the smile that lights up my days, the air I breathe, the end of my searches, the most beautiful of my street. My little piece of heaven, rays of morning sun, sweet melodious voice, charm of my dreams. Fairy of real life, my little star in space, light that ignites my being, my sweet and beloved daughter. Here begins another page of the book It Is Summer. I am part of here. I wish words could say what I think and feel of my days when I was so far from here. My eyes, once so blind, today see what before they could not. Of this I know today. I am part of here. Pressing the nostalgia, I returned with eyes full of tears. I realized that here I left what I always loved most. Without thinking, I threw myself into the past and left everything behind. Of this I know today. I am part of here. I am part of here. I am a piece of you. Thank you, my God, Thank you, my land, for being part of you. I am part of here. I am a piece of you. Thank you, my God. Thank you, my place, for being part of you. It was the child who one day left who today brought me back here. He came to remind me that of this I am part of here. To see again my father, my mother, my forgotten siblings. Today I return in the hands of the child who still lives in me. With nostalgia and a lump in my chest, I return to see my place, my house, and the path to school that I walked so much. Teacher, dear friends, where did everyone go? Far away, forgotten by all. Only then was I left alone. I am part of here. I am a piece of you. Thank you, my God. Thank you, my land, for being part of you. I am part of here. I am a piece of you. Thank you, my God. Thank you, my place, for being part of you. Thank you, my place and my God, for being here today, for receiving with open arms the one who once left, who left roots, so today returns with nostalgia, with judgment, awareness, grown man and longing for you. I step on the grass in the evening, over the fields and the green carpet covering my ground, in the silence of the old place, my times of prosperity, chanting an old refrain, I become a child once again. I am part of here. I am a piece of you. Thank you, my God. Thank you, my land, for being part of you. I am part of here. I am a piece of you. Thank you, my God. Thank you, my place, for being part of you. Here begins another page of the book. It is summer.
Em 12 times.
Not long ago, I still remember with nostalgia, Dad and Mom announcing that at home, a friend or a godfather would visit. In those times, visits were made. They would come to lunch, for coffee, even to sleep. Such were the customs of old. They went to bed late, and the next day, before leaving, they left topics to continue another day. Not long ago, I still remember with nostalgia, when at dances the courtships began, the young man followed the customs of society and went to the young woman's parents to ask for her hand. Everything was clear. There were no hidden loves, and the next day, the father-in-law was visited. There a lasting friendship was born that continued for the rest of life. They trusted godfathers and friends. Between families, respect existed. Not long ago, I still remember with nostalgia. For giving birth, it was the midwife who came, and only home remedies were used, and for other illnesses, even sympathy, they traveled only by horse or ox cart. Coffee and flour, bread was made at home. To go to the city, a whole day was spent. Little money dressed the whole family. Mothers and fathers were much more respected. It was customary to be silent and listen to the elders. The father's place was at the head of the table. The mother, patient, only she served. Grandparents were the most respected by grandchildren. People walked slowly. Haste hardly existed. There was time, and everyone was more loved. It almost seems that time did not exist. When friendship and respect existed, They trusted godfathers and friends. Between families, respect existed. How much nostalgia for that good time of yore, when friendship and respect existed. They trusted godfathers and friends. Between families, respect existed. Here begins another page of the book It Is Summer. The peace of yore. With the nostalgia that invades me, then I took the pencil, for a desire came to me, and I scribbled these verses. I remembered the times gone by, that I never told anyone when I set aside behind me what I loved most. I neither knew nor realized what I was losing, my serenity, my peace, the peace that was so precious. At that instant I returned to my past of yore, to the place where I left the nostalgias of today. I then remembered with longing my beloved siblings and my youth and my little piece of land. Where did my friends go that I once left there? The pain is my punishment to remember what I loved most. Far from my past, from my prosperous times, time passed by my side, forgetting the child. It was learning the ABCs, those times I lived, my beginning to write, days when I knew peace. Far from my past, from my prosperous times, time passed by my side, forgetting the child. Where is my smile? Where did my peace go? Those most beautiful days that stayed behind. Here begins another page of the book It Is Summer. That so-called peace. Where is my peace, my so longed for peace, the one capable of changing our path? In it resides the waiting for a better life for all, the light of a new era of love and shelter. In it is the path, it is our way. Whoever makes their nest there finds the dreamed peace. Is it in all of us or only in someone else, in many or in few, or is it that all have it? I know that peace exists. It is within us, of the one who does not give up in hearing its voice. That speaks of love, that extends a hand, that helps in pain of any brother. It is in the heart, it is in allowing, it is in understanding, it is in sharing. It lives in giving, it is in understanding, it is in forgiving and letting live. Peace is love, affection, care in sharing the pain with the crooked or the straight. Peace comes from the soul. It comes from the good that is done. It calms our being, united with others. It is both new and old. It has no age. It is a friend of the friend, that so-called happiness. It is lying down. It is the quiet sleep. It is listening outside, only the singing of crickets. Peace is being able to sleep, the usual sleep, and in the bed to feel peace on the pillow. Details of my childhood. Highlands of the Upper Sierra, of my long waiting, I am returning to you, place where I was raised, where one day I lived, my childhood times. I live remembering you. Here begins another page of the book It Is Summer. Details of my childhood. Highlands of the Upper Sierra, of my long waiting, I am returning to you, place where I was raised, where one day I lived, my childhood times. I live remembering you. The best that I lived there, childhood and friends, countryside, old nostalgia of ancient youth, I keep dreaming of you. I sought to be happy, to have joy, but in my day-to-day, I think too much of you. How could I leave there, go far away to seek everything that I already had there? Yes, I wanted new things, but my nostalgia was stronger and prevailed. It wants me to return there, to the memories of the place, of the child who was born there. The world enchants us, and one day, suddenly, we go out seeking happiness, without knowing that the place, where it will be, is family and home. Illusion speaks loudly, deceives the unsuspecting, and later makes them cry. Only later do people regret and suddenly think better and want to return. The path that long ago was the road to school is still there, and the old poster on the wall, in black and white, beside the hammock, seems to want to speak. In my view, it told me that there I truly was happy. Greater was the loving. They are details of my life, tiny things not forgotten that will remain forever. The house by the roadside with faded walls seemed more silent to me. After I left from there, I did not even thank it for all its shelter. So alone and abandoned, upon seeing me, it said nothing, but happy it seemed to me. I entered, opened its door. Seeing me back there, emotion overcame me. I know there are people who cry and lament the delay, and also think of returning, who one day, like me, left their home in the end, leaving everything in its place. Their parents and their siblings, friends, their homeland, the best childhood time, who regret, like me, all the best of themselves that they left when departing from there. Here begins another page of the book. It is summer. Justice and peace. The heart only has peace when justice is upheld, but this is only possible if the heart also embraces humility and understanding, kindness, friendship, and affection, to have great love for one's brother and make of him its nest. If good is practiced here, life has more meaning, feelings of peace and work make life have been worthwhile. Without justice there is no peace, and with peace there is no war. Only pure feeling is capable of bringing peace and love to this land. Here begins one more page of the book. It is summer.
Timizófaguri.
With the saudade that always invades me, a desire came to me, and I took the pencil. I scribbled on the sheet of paper everything that I felt, but never said. In a moment I then returned to my past of long ago that I never forgot. And thus I remembered my homeland, my family, friends I left there. I then remembered with saudade my beloved brothers in whom I always mirrored myself. Friends and neighbors, also those who are far away, and so many that I no longer even know. I saw myself running through the fields without fears in my innocence. There is where I found myself. Close behind me followed the friend and companion, my brother, the doy. How these saudades hurt, memories of my past, of my times as a Giri. My comfort is to remember from today, that distant time, the days that I lived. How these saudades hurt, memories of my past, of the days that I lived. I wish, if I could, to return once again in time and be a Giri again. Where are the old friends that I once left there and never again saw? Where did the old dreams go, those purest dreams that still live inside me? School-time loves, where did they all go? Only memory remained for me. Only memories remained, that today I scribble here of my childhood days. Today, distant from there, my past demands of me everything that I left. It demands what I did not do. It stayed behind in childhood, everything that I loved most. It demands what I set aside, what I dragged far away, that which I loved most, my most beautiful age, when happiness had me and I did not know it. Where is the old ditch where every late afternoon I set my jequi? The fence at the edge of the paddock of the Espinillo, Marica, so full of Baimtivis. The doves returning to the nest, bringing in their beaks food for their chicks. The brush trap, the cage with a trapdoor, and my lovely Colorinia. That is why I carry saudades of my best age, which has nothing to do with today. Those who live the world of now, of that time of long ago, little or nothing want to know. Very few today remember their past, which is far from here. But with my few friends, sometimes, between one drink and another, we become Girises again. The cold winter mornings, when early I went to school, I keep it all within me. The circle games, the running and the hiding, those endless classes. Notes for the little girlfriend and the lovely teacher teaching the lesson. These are my engraved memories. They will always remain on the right side of my heart. And not bearing it alone, I come to share a part of all that I once lived. I do not speak only to the walls. I know that all I went through, others also went through here. Who today feels saudades of the good moments gone by, of their dawns at daybreak? Who, just like me now, would give everything and much more for a few days of long ago? Here begins one more page of the book. It is summer. How I miss my homeland. Forgive me, dear beloved companion, if from time to time you find me in my dejected corner. It is that sometimes this peon, thinking, returns to the past, crying sweet memories. The thought goes far away to live sweet memory. Who among us has no past, has not forgotten all that was lived, does not remember it with saudade. The festivities and illusions of those times, and crying in his corner remembers the beautiful memories that were part of his life, and today only saudade exists. My comfort is the weekend, when fleeing from reality, I go toward the city. Return to my past, live again in dreams, pieces of dreams already gone, and know that in my returns, I will have your comfort at home. What is a heart without missing home? What is a love without an owner? What is life worth without passion? A chest without a heart, a reason without motive, a motive without reason. So, what is the use of living if one has no reason? Here begins one more page of the book. It is summer. What will I leave you? What can I leave you if I scarcely know how to conduct myself? I covered up many mistakes to all I allowed myself, even knowing that I erred. All that is hidden of me. For myself and for everyone who only want my good. I hide what I do wrong, I sell myself for a coin. I do not value my being, I live in a lesser world. I know that I will leave no inheritance to all my loved ones, because these defects of mine, I cannot set them aside. They come from who raised me. They are part of my past. It is like a vice, my evil, I no longer know how to stop. I trample those who love me, who give themselves for loving me. My being lives hidden, I cannot judge myself. Day and night I deny everything. What is in plain sight, I see in beloved eyes, and in words censure the mistakes I commit, and that will remain forever. I know that in the future my children will rightly revel upon knowing who I was and whom they defended, who covered up my mistakes, and they will condemn me. While time passes and conscience does not touch me, I persist in my mistakes. I deny everything, and with patience, those around me wait in constant penitence. I go on hiding my faults, afraid that what I do not want to confess will happen, that it never becomes clear to them. I keep the same hope that my evil does not appear. Here begins one more page of the book. It is summer. My excesses. I rejoiced when I got rid of my shirt. Even though it was almost new, I felt uncomfortable when my sandwich was almost left whole, and I threw the rest into the trash. I felt satisfied when I filled the car's tank. It was then that I saw that I had almost everything someone could want, and at the same time almost nothing. I struggled for many years so as not to lack anything. I educated my children to do good, not to err, and to always walk the straight path. Today I see that, well or poorly, I did almost everything right, but the example that comes from the outside world seems so strange to me that I begin to feel mistaken for not following it. Help, someone help me, and tell me if I am on the right path or not. I feel so alone in the struggle, as if I were walking under a fierce sun. In a burning desert, I thirst for direction, and in that desert I feel lack of space, and thirst in all my being. The true and the real today I feel are far from all pure truths. What is convenient and what is wrong is spread, no longer what is correct. I believe this is the only truth. It is in that outside world where truth is lost and conscience is lost.
For real importância.
Is in what is seen daily, in the disclosures of the false press. And I, aware that I have much of what I always dreamed of and needed. Then I woke up. I saw that there are more people around me, close to me, who also need a place to live, something to eat, and somewhere to sleep. It was then that I understood that I have more than I need, more than I can use. I do not want the utopia of changing the world, I only want to speak of the excess that I possess today. That one day the world may belong to the poor, I already even begin to doubt. So in this silence of mine I shout, listen to me, feel the needy. Let us look at our excesses, and offer them not everything, but only a part of what overflows for us. Here begins one more page of the book. It is summer. Marked overflows, and offer them not. Some leave their marks and their charisma. It does not matter whether for good or for evil, but behind their image what matters is what is seen and managed to be interpreted, not the image that one wants to show. Only a few of the hidden manage to know. Very few are still able to glimpse of those many who are found lying, but there are many who are found believing in the almost nothing they think they interpret. They are blind people without vision, a world to blind, eyes without seeing, unable to reach reality, man-monkey in his branches jumping a lot from one side to the other, always thinking that he is thinking. He is a slave of the world he created. He created his monster and by it was imprisoned, even having in his days only nightmares. He goes on innocent and deceived, with his faith moving the world without knowing it. Here begins another page of the book. It is summer.
Ave Maria.
One day is born, another departs, and finds us intoning a song thinking of you, Our Lady, Mother of Jesus. We all know of your pain that you endured at the foot of the cross. Today I ask you with such fervor, together with your Son, Mother of Jesus. My Lady, bless our land that we so love. May the flame always remain alive. May your closeness stay with our children. May your shelter remain with us, your love on which we always count, in the heart of this, our homeland. To you they ask it, Mother of Jesus, hear your people of this your land. Holy Mary, Mother of Jesus, grant us your blessing and your light. Show us the path to the lost ones, removing the weight of their cross. Here begins another page of the book. It is summer. My prayer. I prayed asking for my people there in my land. I prayed for the world asking for peace without fights or wars. I prayed asking for health and peace for all families. I prayed amid tears wetting the green grasses of the hillside. I prayed asking for peace and health for all children. I prayed for parents, for grandparents, for all neighbors. I prayed for those who are no longer with us. I prayed raising my voice with my people in an Ave Maria. Ave Maria, Mother of Jesus, here we are to ask you, for all of us, your children, Ave Maria, Mother of Jesus. I prayed with faith that the drought would leave our land. I prayed for the crops, for our rivers, and for our cattle. I prayed for the boss, for the powerful, for all the people. I prayed that health and bread would never be lacking to anyone. I prayed that couples would always remain with their children. I prayed that all children would respect their parents. I prayed with faith asking for all that is good for everyone. I prayed and sang with my people the same song. Ave Maria, Mother of Jesus, here we are to ask you, for all of us, your children, Ave Maria, Mother of Jesus. Here begins another page of the book. It is summer. My weak point. You touched my weak point. You wounded my self-esteem. You lost my trust. You stole the peace I had. I no longer see myself in the mirror. My destiny is transparent. You weakened my structure. You left me fallen on the ground, dragging myself in the mud, lower than the worst dog. I lost the sense of life. In nothing do I see reason. For nothing do I have pleasure anymore. I feel betrayal in everything. Today I live distrusting everything, even my own brothers, friends, relatives, and all the rest. I am losing my reason. In the refuge of drink, I sought the solution, but I saw that everything worsened, and even my song, which I compose at random, speaks of my solitude. What end will this case have, my dilemma without escape? When will I know everything of those poorly lived hours, of the true story, not told, so hidden? Your silence torments me, for you do not tell me the truth. I already think of desperation, of moving to another city, to hide the shame that invades all my being. Even knowing the dilemma, you show no compassion. You tell me that there was nothing, that there was never betrayal. You underestimate my intelligence, worsening the situation. Of heartless women, I had already heard, but I never imagined that I had within my home that glass-like person, cold, false, and vulgar. And here, lost, I find myself confessing to a piece of paper, the only one that listens to me, these pains that I carry, without seeing where they will end. Dealing with such a person, far and beyond reason, insensitive to feelings, void in her heart to the feelings of others, who only extended a hand to her, who took her from the underworld, gave her name and a heart, but she, vain and empty, pays him with betrayal, devoid of feelings, poor, lower than the ground. The one who suffers is the one betrayed, the one who gave the most never denied, but purr still is the one who is never satisfied with anything, who remains empty, deprived even of love. I do not even know if I feel bitterness or pity for the one who makes others suffer. I believe what I feel is sorrow for the fate of that poor being whom I believe is so empty that nothing will ever come to be. I must resign myself. I must understand, have compassion for that someone, to forgive and to understand, for I know that one cannot be well, having one's being empty. What will I do if I come to lose the loved being, the friendly shoulder that I believed I had by my side, in fading away, becoming a shadow, another emptiness, another page in my past? Here begins another page of the book. It is summer. And the unexpected storm arrived. The scattered white clouds of my blue sky, suddenly, without my realizing it, darkened, and the little birds that sang in my garden stopped hopping and fell silent. The sun that radiated joy in my days was covered by a sudden nightfall, and a strong wind carried away all the flowers, thus swiftly changing my way of living. I saw all my dreams dragged away, and there, standing still, I could not believe what was happening to me, whether it was truth, a nightmare, or a false love. I saw my world fall apart, and suddenly, with so many people around me, I found myself alone. The storm that came to me unexpectedly swept from me my values and the best of me. I remained alone without knowing what to do, what attitude, what path to follow. I saw myself on the ground even while standing. I cried for help, but no one could hear me. Without joy, from the patio of my house, I look at the murky horizon, eternal nightfall. It is the omen of this long storm that I did not expect to happen in my life. I can no longer look at my flowers that, stripped of petals, insist on continuing to live, that just like me were battered by the winds, shattered, they insist on not perishing. But I believe that when the winds go away, at that very moment far from me will be that sadness that was left in me. The storm will move to another city, another place. Then another light much more intense will shine in that place, in the darkness of my long wait, and hope once again will come to me, bringing light, peace, and love of a new spring. If a love goes away, then the storm falls upon being, soul, peace, calm, everything at last, but the seeds of hope in our souls, with time and calm plant in us a new garden. Here begins a new page of the book. It is summer. I do not know how to live my present. Everything around me is so without grace. Everything around me bothers me. Nothing in my life has meaning anymore. My days have become so dark. I no longer find meaning for my days. That might bring me peace, my lost happiness. Only nothingness I feel surrounding me. God, how long will I go on with this life? From time to time, remembering my good times, I relive my best past days. I had peace, happiness, and joys. Those truly were the best I lived. I felt in everything a reason for good living. My books were my enchanted world, my comic books, my photo novels. I still keep them in the trunk of my past. In every fable or engraving that I saw, I dreamed them, I lived them awake, and every story of romance or adventure was part of that enchanted time. Just like the purest and truest love were my fantasies, my truths, but I did not know it could be false. By stealing my sweet days, changing my reality. And even the lyrics of the melodies I listen to speak of us, tell secrets of the two of us. How can they say so many things of my dilemma, of our romance, and of our after? Everything we were is written in the romances, that on the shelf I keep as our history, in the books that recount our idyll. Not even music speaks so much of my pain. The one that most moved my emotions, rocked me, cradled me more and more, making me forget reality, my truth that love does not come undone. Now, in a corner, I even avoid listening. Phrases that once enchanted were welcome, optimistic philosophies, a good way of living, as if to be good it were better in life. It would have been better to look deep into your eyes, if I could, if I returned to my past, to dive deeper into the insensibility of your soul, to think better about my desire to have you by my side. The happiness I had was palpable. I neither saw nor felt the night fall. Sunlit were all my days, and clear were all my nights in living. But everything ends, says an old saying. I, who believed I was loved, never was. I was a good lover, boyfriend, and confidant, but deceived. I never went beyond being a friend. And even the friends who once surrounded me, who in serenades, in moonlit nights, in duets to the sound of my guitar, all left, as the dawns also left. I was left without grace, without a place in the sun, without confidence, without friends nor reason. What is my problem? I complain at all hours. What wrong did I do to suffer such loneliness? I lost trust even in old friends. From them I distance myself and seek to live alone. Their matters and words seem empty to me. I am a lonely being. I am a bird without a nest. Everything and everyone around me bothers me, and without grace I drift away from life, from those days that were everything to me, for not knowing whom I called beloved. I know that truly I do not know how to live my present. I feel absent, like someone from another world, who drags insomnia through the nights, who poorly disguises his life as a wanderer. Here begins a new page of the book. It is summer. This smile, 1994. This smile that you give to everyone every day is the smile that I wanted, selfishly, only for me. I would give you even the sky if you were entirely mine, but I do not feel you that way, as I wish you were. Your little feet so well formed, disguised, they step on me after endless nights when I move away from you. My muse, I think you know of my affection and love, that this your composer wants you entirely for himself. And when I touch your hands, I feel fear spring up in you for this secret of ours that you insist on wanting to keep. No matter how much I want and speak, you are prisoner of prejudice. Even while sharing the bed, you keep the iron bars. My days are so long, I live on dream and illusion, suffering for this passion, in this long wait of mine. My moments are useless. When I do not have you close, my world becomes a desert. Lost and alone I find myself. I know how important love is, that brings peace and joy, that sows every day the flower of happiness. And I will not give up. I will fight for this love, drive away the bitterness of this poorly lived love. Even if I fight alone, I go on in this struggle. Life is of little worth to me if living is far from you. A Crazy Dream, January 9th, 1991. I am the poet who dreams, displaced from time and place, but certain of your existence, with my eyes searching for you. Dreaming nights and days, like a madman I pursue you. You flee from me like a shadow. I represent danger to you. My muse, my treasure, I want you, I love you. I became a poor madman, a lover without an owner. In the city or in the countryside, wherever I am, everything is nostalgia. Without you, everything is a nightmare. I no longer have vanities. I will wait. I do not know until when. It has already been 2 years that I wait for you. In you I see the angel. that makes me live in a hell. But one day I will still have you. Strong is my desire. Even if I lose my values, you I will not lose. I will never give up on you. What is life worth without love and illusion? What is it to live our days without love and affection in the heart? If it is necessary to love you like this, I will not think today of tomorrow. I want to dream and live a real dream, or flee with you far away. Reason, my living, my dream, my dreaming, sweet illusion. It was from hearing your voice that I scribbled this song. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. We owe it, May 4th, 1977. We must be grateful to nature even if we do not feel completely happy. We must give thanks for touch, for feeling the brushing of fingers, the caress of hands, of your hands. We must give thanks for smell, for the many aromas of green and of the sea that the earth offers us. We must give thanks for taste, even if we have no appetite, for we know that many do not feel that pleasure. We must give thanks for sight, for it is through it that we see the flowers, the birds, the sky, the sea, the forest, the magical colors of all nature. And above all, for knowing that many do not have this gift, and so many others who live beside us deprived of this magical power. We must give thanks for being alive, for being able to embrace, smile, kiss, touch, feel, cry, to have the certainty that we have not lost our feelings, that we are alive, and that all this magic within each one of us exists. It is enough only to awaken it. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Happiness, May 4th, 1997. Happiness is being able to see and feel all or part of the great beauty and the colors that surround us every day. Happiness is having the power to love, see, feel, and accept the love that is offered to us. Happiness is the gift of giving oneself and receiving always with an open heart. Happiness is excluding, erasing from our feelings the dark stains that cause certain wounds, resentments, and sadness. Happiness is being aware that most of the gifts existing in our world were granted to all human beings, and that, with the greatest respect for this magic, we must use them and take advantage of them in the best possible way. Happiness is believing that everyone greatly appreciates each one of us, and it could not be otherwise, since only the good and the best of each one of us is what we spread around us, toward each one of our fellow beings. Happiness is having the happiness of being able to say to oneself that one is happy. Happiness is not so far from us. It is very close, inside each heart, and it is only necessary to have the courage to say, I am happy, so that, as if by magic, it emerges, and at once we feel this sensation invade our being and also our exterior. So little is lacking, and so short is the distance that separates us from happiness. Say, I am happy, and feel this magic happen to you at once. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Illusion, January 9th, 1991. I regained illusion when I met you. After more than 15 years, I learned that love exists in everyone. Only the blind do not have it. the vision of love for killing illusion. I feel happy floating in the air. I found love without illusion. I dreamed again. Your eyes have the light of the moon. I felt it the moment I saw you. If visions come from dreams, I live dreaming of you, my dream. Lost for you is my entire being. I know you are the discovery of my life. I will only be king if you are my queen. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Your eyes. Every dawn, January 9th, 1991. All mornings became bright since I found your eyes to reflect myself in them. From your eyes comes my joy. In your eyes, I seek the clarity of my days. Your smile lights me up. To be happy is to be able to see where happiness lies. Keep smiling at me. One is only completely happy when we know where our happiness is. I discovered that happiness has a name. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Our Mad Love, September 16th, 1991. Reason of my life, I know you will never forget our affections. Our brushing of skin, the grazing of body hair, my whisper in your ears, your response inviting me. Our intertwining of fingers, my hands taking possession of yours. Our kisses, the longest of all kisses, which, when relaxing, left our lips captive to one another, making our moments become infinite, wanting to be one alone and never separate. They are details trapped in my mind, absence demanded by my heart, implored by my body, addicted to the sweet vice of that mirage that one day bore the name of happiness. Fate was the one who separated us, but our hearts still beat wanting each other. Our eyes seek one another, our mouths remain thirsty, and our bodies still tremble each time we meet when touching our hands. Why not defy that destiny? Why not say no to the one who forced us to make that decision? Let us go out side by side. Let us go out embraced. Let us taste the sin of the sweetness that seduces us. Let us die embraced. What is this life worth without you? Reason of my days and my nights. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Wanderings, 2001. In the mornings and every day, I rush headlong to work. At night, I look for friends, or whoever happens to appear at the moment. The days and the years go by. I drink to disguise it, sitting at the same table, without moving from my place. But instead of forgetting, the one who left nostalgia in me, in the bohemia of the nights, I remember my love even more. Passion is a disease. There is no remedy that cures it. When someone falls in love, only with another love is it cured. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. With my head in the air, 1994. You, my greatest pain, from head to toe, ask me to forget you, but I only forget myself. I no longer live for me, my days I spend in you. I live night and day in the air. I want nothing else for myself. Only of you do I want to think, unknown madness. If today I live in the heights, it is by trying to find you. I tried to say what was left unsaid. My speech became vulgar. From saying I love you so much, you are my belief. Girl, an adult and childish dream of your old dreamer. This young man who places you on an altar, created in his chest and in his mind, rights, beliefs, and suddenly, like an atheist, he idolizes you. He admires you and even portrays himself in the frame that surrounds you. Kneels at your feet, implores, judges, and worships you. Like a child, he even cries when he is far from you, and sometimes only for feeling love badly returned. You are the reason for this life, light, favorite star, living image of love that was asleep in this distracted chest before meeting you. It was not by chance, I know. When I found you, another tone my seeing took, another dreaming I saw be born, another love my loving learned after meeting you. I spent my days dreaming of your hair, your gaze, your mouth, your smile. I then lost paradise. I became young without judgment. I was never the same again. Crazy is this sweet love of mine. By you not valued, it wanders about and is even trampled by those who know of it, and only of you I do not give up, for having love and having courage. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. My Golden Dream, October 13th, 1991. What right do you have today to ask me to forget you, if my thoughts are, at every instant, almost entirely turned toward you? I dream awake of your presence in every moment of my days, and on long and endless nights, I only sleep after many hours awake and after spending all that time dreaming of you. You are already part of every minute of my life, and awake, I hope that, as in a dream, something good may come to happen to bring you back to me. I need your lap, to look into your eyes, to feel the caresses of your hands in my hair, your warm breath once again brushing my mouth with your lips moistened by the passion of those voluptuous hours of ours. So then, what right do you have to ask me to fall into the reality of this sudden and so new resolution, with your requests that for me are true torments, wishing our separation and turning more and more my nights and my days into intense and true moments of desperation and into an authentic nightmare? If you manage to forget me, do not try to force me to do the same, for my entire being resists this new and unexpected decision of yours. I continue, and I will continue to want you, admire you, love you with all my strength. Strengths that have led me to tell you in every way, and today also through this confession of mine, that in the poorly slept nights I spend awake thinking and dreaming of you, you are my golden dream. I know I can affirm that I already considered myself and still consider myself privileged by fortune, because I was able, for a good while, to have you by my side and enjoy that rare gift so little granted to so few mortals, that of having been able to live, in so little time, part of the happiest days of my life with you, my golden dream. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Your absence, 1991. Your absence is when a void is made. It is when silence exists. It is when something happens. It is when nothing is heard anymore. It is when silence exists. It is the echo of thinking that makes me return to the tangible past of my non-existent now. It is to feel on my palate the taste of your perfume. It is to dream my dreams with your dreams. It is to feel your presence in the air, your image materializing in my thinking, and only your face existing. My dreams, my decisions that so much reflect in my now of this someone who lives and dreams undecided before the uncertainty of an adventurous path according to the gaze of the uncertain and the blind. What to say, what to create, what to do if I feel your absence. What to think, what to say of my past days that I believed I had lived of my dreams. Did I live them? Did we live something beautiful to say, to speak, to dream? Yes. Why dream if we do not have courage, nor are we capable of facing a society blind to love, which we place first in its opinion when we must make a decision regarding ourselves? We become toys of others, of the alienated, of the insensitive, when we allow them to decide about our destiny. I want to live my past again, and from my past, bring and make of my days today days rich in beautiful memories. Today your image is in my air, in my distraction, in my blinking, in the walls of my room, in the nights in which with you I come to dream awake. I want to believe again, to have faith, to think that everything will improve, that you will return, and then I know that I will no longer feel your absence. Nothing else will be missing. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Reflection. August 27th, 1991. Life is more beautiful, more lovely, when one sleeps dreaming and awakens aware that reality is sweet, and for knowing that there exist people as beautiful as you. For this reason in my heart,
You occupy a place.
most special. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Enchanting Muse, 1991. Clear source of dark secrets, enchanting and mysterious source, more than the sun, more than the day, more than darkness is your mystery. Moon of dark and senseless nights, meaning of those who desire your wanting, wanting of those who cannot reach you, reach of those who believe they hold you in their hands. You were born from the winding over the hills, serene, silent, enchanting. In your gaze there is a lullaby that seems to say, "Here I am, make of me your loving." Under your light dreams sprout, and your gaze, hopes are born from being with you in love. Mischievous, you enchant and then abandon, the one enchanted by the shine of your gaze. You have the wickedness of the benevolent sorceress. Your purposes are your way of acting. You make the careless dreamer fall in love, who wanted nothing more than to love you. You leave the innocent poet enchanted, who goes to seek poetry in your eyes. In your purposes of enchanting muse, you do not even notice him. He is just another who dreams. And the dreaming poet in love, in his insomnias, does not even feel the night pass. He makes his dreams his reality. He lives lifted from the ground only for that loving. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. Your loving, 1991. I know it was you who brought me the illusion that for a long time slept within me. You made me live and dream again. You went deep into my heart. You awakened me and left me thus. By your side I lived all my dreams. On our path there were only flowers. Your hands were always in mine. Your lips were a smiling dawn. In you I lived all my loves, and today what remains to me is nostalgia that asks time for this love. A heart that loves is impatient, without logical reason nor reality. In me it only keeps your flavor. You are my dream, my thinking. Well knows the one who has his beloved. The heart does not speak, it suffers, it complains. It wants no one else in her place. Like a child, it only wants its fairy tale. And reality, so deep, wants to expel, wants to flee from suffering. But that dream of love is much stronger. It insists on waiting for that love to return. It believes it is its everything. That is its loving. Here begins a new page of this book. It is summer. With what right? October 14th, 1991. With what right do you ask me to forget you, if my past I lived only for you? I dream of your presence in my days and in the long nights. I only sleep after a long time awake dreaming of you. You are part of me, of myself. You are the minutes of my time, the hours of my days of this life, yours and mine. I live awake dreaming that a dream may come true and that in it you return to me. I need your lap, your gaze. I want to feel the caresses of your hands in my hair, your perfumed breath that, through your moistened lips, I feel when touching mine, both thirsty for passion for those contained hours in which we were absent from one another. Then, with what right do you ask me to return to the reality of my nightmares, to the separation of our bodies, and to the nights of my despair? If you can forget me, then try it, do it, but do not want nor force me to do the same. I want to continue loving you, admiring you, loving you with all the strength of my love. Love that has led me to tell you, through these messages, of the nights I spend dreaming of you, of my beautiful and golden dreams, that I am privileged for having been able one day to have you by my side, to enjoy that gift that few mortals have attained. And in the hours in which I find myself far from you, in my silence, to be able to pronounce your name in secret. Here begins another page of this book. It is summer. The tic-tacs of my Saturdays, March 1st, 1997. It is Saturday. Time passes and I remain waiting for a hello. Beside the telephone, I watch my time pass. My anguish increases and the tic-tac of the clock, which indifferent to my suffering seems always to follow the same direction, rather seeming to me a companion like myself. There, together, we remain without moving from our place. With certainty, I know it feels nothing, for it has no feelings and cold and calculating. With its tic-tac in the silence of the night, it continues in vain, without diverting my attention nor my thoughts. While I persist there, ardent, with the fire of love burning my interior, traveling this path of mine equal to that of the clock, there, beside the telephone, motionless, I continue being. Will it be that one or another mark, perhaps similar to mine, will remain in you? But that, I know, matters little at this moment. Whether you wish it or not, I believe that only I am feeling and bearing a chest marked by your apparent indifference, by your blind failure to see the bitter path in which I live and am walking, and which, marked forever in my heart, will with certainty eternally remain. Only the future will say of the victory or not of this feeling of mine that I fight day by day, hour by hour, second by second. From falling asleep to dawn, from my sleeping to my dreaming, from my nightmares at every instant for your absence, this is how I live this living of mine, for your love, which I, fearful and from this prison in which I find myself, attempt to reach. Like one delirious I am living, for my enamored heart wants nothing more than to have your image in my thoughts and your presence that, night and day, in agony, in this long wait, for you continues. Here begins another page of this book. It is summer. The Summer of the Seagull. Seagull Beach, January 29th to February 4th, 2016. The seagull that for so long had perched, that I thought for a long time had settled, only before my eyes she had settled, only in my seeing she had settled. I thought that in her nest she had settled, that aside she had left her past forgotten, only before my eyes all her past remained, only my seeing left them in her past. Unable to resist, a hidden new flight she lifted, on another beach, foreign, stealthy, she then perched, and once again tasted the flavor of sin. She could not resist, and once more tasted sin. Then the beach that had served her a shelter, that had welcomed her in the low point of her life, in her light escapes and in her departures, she turned into heartbreak for 3 lives. And repentant she then says she finds herself, for the errors of the past she says she is, but the errors of today she lives denying, the undeniable, the truth she continues denying. How can one believe in someone who says she now finds herself repentant, if in truth she errs and omits to confess? If she does not admit the error, will she not change? Without confession there is no way to forgive. Of her past she must not be repentant. Then with certainty she will continue in errors, and new errors she will with certainty commit. The seagull in low flight, in her return to the nest, but persists in deceiving. She wants to make everyone still believe in her in the undeniable and in her continuous sin. And the selfishness of that false affection soiled the beach that was given to her to live. She did not value what she had in her living, the one who loved her and believed her to be human. And the undeniable future leads one to believe that at least 2 beings will perish, that the causer betrayed, wounded, and by desire, is causing a white soul to perish. The seagull that for so long had perched, that I thought for a long time had settled, only before my eyes she had settled, only in my seeing she had settled. Here begins another page of this book. It is summer. And she called then. After much insisting, she then returned my call. She told me there was no signal, or that she was out of area. She arranged many excuses, but at last she returned to me. But that was much later, when that moment had already passed. She apologized, saying she had not seen. That is why she did not answer me, that when she called me back, her telephone failed, but that now it was late, for the love that was mine was already another person's. To him she had given her heart. But now what to do? If weak she let herself feel, the love she had for me insists on no longer existing. Which path to follow? Blind is my walking. I see you at every instant. You are everywhere. From bar to bar, I seek a reason that speaks of this abandonment, of your great betrayal, but I seem more like an addict, walking without reason. You are my drug, this my perdition. I now see myself a ghost, one more shadow in the night. I lost all courage. Thinking of you is a scourge. I see no way out. My time is running out. In my jealousy, I imagine you with the other whom you are loving. But all evil has an end. So says an old saying. To live the present better, it is necessary to forget the past. Looking above the evil, I felt less isolated, for I had a daughter. Someone had remained with me. Upon coming toward me running, the best of my past, I felt that I had sown the best. I had not left it aside. I had always cultivated the good, love. What is loved? The reward remained with me for the best I had given. Thank you, Father, my God, for watching over me, holding me in your best regard, showing me my new path, giving me what I deserved, for what I gave to everyone. Thank you, Father, my God, for always caring for me. I well know that I am a grain of sand in an immense green sea, sometimes above, other times below. In an eternal wave of mine, I saw only love, joy, betrayal. I would never think that one day would come to me from someone within the home. That it is necessary to live, to carry this life. I have to understand, and much more to love, so as to be able to receive, and one day to dream again. I must soon forget and give myself much more. Here begins another page of this book. It is summer. The writer's language and the poet's soul. By Gustavo Magnus Sanalato. He brings together in his trajectory 48 books published in Brazil and in several Portuguese-speaking countries, with others still in the finalization phase. He took part in countless literary contests, being honored with various awards, among which stand out that of the Estancia of Criollo Poetry and first place in the FECI contest, Sport Club Internacional, on which occasion he received, from the City Council of Torres, more than one honorable motion of congratulations. For many years I have followed his work and his path, not only as a writer and poet, but also as a painter, sculptor, and composer. Several of his songs and compositions were and continue to be recorded both by established artists and by admirers who are enchanted by the sensitivity of his art. In his passage through the musical universe, driven by romanticism and by a tireless creative spirit, he recorded 4 CDs of expressive cultural variety. Besides being a fervent encourager of the arts, by my side, he also launched himself into new creative fronts, such as film production, an area in which we produced 2 highly relevant documentaries about epics of the South. I am here to tell you a little about Valmir Zanalato, about his art, his multiple talents as writer, poet, composer, craftsman, painter, sculptor and singer, author and performer of the anthem Torah's Serene City. A successful entrepreneur, he also stood out in the fields of civil construction and commerce, areas in which, since youth, he demonstrated vision, talent, and perseverance, firmly outlining the projects of each season of his life. To the present day, he has written countless books of poetry and prose, novels, documentaries, and other literary genres. He is the author of compositions and of innumerable lyrics, many of them recorded by renowned singers, ensembles, and groups. He participated in musical DVDs and studio recordings, performing his own works, some in collaboration with other musicians, in addition to having released 4 solo albums. On the walls of his house one sees diplomas, certificates, a musician's card, recording contracts, medals, and keepsakes that attest to a life dedicated to art. Among his paintings, some framed and hung in prominent places, one can perceive the glow of his hours of inspiration. Among these keepsakes, resting inside an old trunk, a reminiscence of his hippie and artisan days, lies a colorful leather wallet made by his own hands. It is a relic of a time when he produced and sold his works in General Osorio Square, in Ipanema, Rio de Janeiro, and in Republic Square, Sao Paulo. There, among memories of youth, the flame of art and creative freedom remains alive. I wish, with these brief words, to offer to our wide circle of friends, near or distant, a glimpse of the singular figure of this man devoid of vanity, yet full of talent and of an art so broad and diversified, something rare in our days. Thus, I leave here my sincere gratitude and the privilege of being able to express, even in a few lines, my admiration for this very special artist.
Gustavo Magnus Taneyeto.
Here begins another page of this book. It is summer. I thank you for your reading. If this work touched you in any way, share it with someone who may benefit from these reflections. Your reading keeps this journey alive. Here begins another page of this book. It is summer. Other works by the author. From my window of time. It is spring. Gauchismo. White souls. It is summer. There are melodies in all the tulips. The gaucho. The sun emerging. Audel Bertussi, the drover of gaucho music.
Adelar Bertussi, Complete Edition.
Audel Bertussi, the living legend of the homelands. I never stopped being a child, Complete Edition. I never stopped being a child, Volume 1. Sweet childhood, the contemplation of a life. Above, far beyond the pyramids. The symphony of serenity. Once again, try to be happy. It is autumn. In my next dawn. Book of the Poets of Torahs, Volume 1.
The Perfume of Moacir's Flowers.
Coffee with Poetry, Volume 2.
Clarice Sweetmore.
Midnight Midday. The Flight of the Butterfly. Doors. Participation by Evandro Elias. Prema Shanti.
Flocks of Time.
The Calming of Afternoons. Participation by Azarito Arique. Poems and Portraits of Adolescence, Melissa Zanolato Diniz. The Size of Our Dreams, Participation by Erica Borges. The Drops of a Pen, Participation by Nilsson Leo Rocha Lummertz. The Poet and the Moon. The House on the Hillside Path. A Little Piece of Each Memory. How to Become a Rich Person. How to Become a Rich Person, Booklet Edition. Coffee with Poetry, Volume 3, Poets of Taurus. To you, messages of love. Without realizing it, I am this way. What a beggar's life is like. Italian immigration family. Italian immigration, 1877 to 1878. Decipher me if you can. Enigma, photos of the second dimension. Dad's stories.
My Sweet Beloved Torres.
Just try to live life. The boy who did not grow. Do you accept yourself as you are?
Do you accept yourself?
Between courtyards and silences, stories and tales of the gauchos. In the pulse of the universe. Here begins another page of this book. It is summer. Here the end of this book. It is Summer by Valmir Zanolato. If this work touched you in any way, share it with someone who may benefit from these poems and poetry that are true reflections on life. Your reading keeps this journey alive. Here begins another page of this book. It is Summer. Contacts. Search on Spotify all the music albums by Valmir Zanolato. Search on Pexels by Valmir Zanolato. There you will find more than 40,000 professional photos, with over 1.4 million views per month.
Search on YouTube on the following 4 channels. Valmir Zanolato Channel, Raízes Gaúcha Channel, É de Se Pensar Channel, Canções da Terra Channel.
There you will find more than 45 spoken books, music videos, and his 4 music albums, short stories, poems, spoken books.
On Facebook, follow Valmir Zanolato.